Sometimes it's just fun to go small scale, isn't it? I have some abstract art inspiration for just to kick off the new year with, and this art is going to end up as a greeting card. So I've cut down some mixed media heavyweight cardstock to fit on my card front, and because I'm cutting down an A3 sheet, I have a few different sizes to play with. So my card is around 15 centimetres square, so what, that's 6 inches for you guys who work in inches. And from one sheet of A3, I've got about 6 panels. Obviously some bits are a lot smaller than others, but they'd still work. And I'm going to share one abstract piece with you today, but keep your eyes open because I've got some more to share with you in some later videos. Right, so I've grabbed some acrylics for this, and I thought I would work on these panels kind of freehand. So I've not taken them down to a board or anything like that, and that's what I did in that last card abstract project that I shared with you last year. And the video for that one is on my channel, so I'll link it up in the description and the cards. But you'll also find in the description the products that I've used today. So go take a look if you're not sure about anything. So for this abstract, I'm going to have some fun with some thinned down acrylics, which, you know, I kind of enjoy playing with. And I've got no particular plan for this one, so it's going to be one of those organic projects. And for those of you who are new to my channel, big hello, by the way. But I tend to use the word organic instead of intuitive. I know, everyone says intuitive, but I kind of find the word intuitive a bit stressful. So I prefer to use the organic and say that my pieces grow organically. I know, right? I'm a bit odd, but what are you going to do? So this piece is, yep, it's an organic play with lots of drips and dribbles of acrylic paint. And I thought that this week I would use a round brush, and I often default to a flat brush because I really love the brush marks that you can get with flat brushes. But as the scale of this is small to fit my card, I decided to give a round brush a go just to see how that would look. And you know, I actually started my arty career as a card maker. So paper crafting was my route into arting and creating, and I started making cards and writing articles for magazines. And that's kind of where I began on this. And it was all, I think we're coming up to about 10 years now. And along the way I've also worked with various different companies as well, making projects to advertise their products. And I still occasionally work for the magazines, although not as much as I used to. But I no longer do as much work for companies and manufacturers, particularly if they don't pay me. We've all got to eat, right? And when the mixed media trend kind of hit the paper crafting world full on, I was just hooked completely. And I've always liked paint and hanging out in art shops, even before I started on this creative path. I mean, hanging out in art shops is something that my mum actually introduced me to. And she's always been creative, so I think creativity, it must be in my blood. But it's kind of taken me a bit of a curving path to actually get to where I am now and what the kind of things that I'm doing here, because I was trained as a scientist and I worked for a while as a scientist. I know, right? It's kind of funny how some of us come to the creative world, isn't it? And I've heard lots of stories of people who actually started in a completely different field. It does seem quite common, especially if you're a self-taught artist. Anyway, for the past year I have really geared up my art and also been concentrating on video work too. And I've learnt so much doing both. I mean, I've got tons more to learn, but it's been great because one of my favourite things to do is learning. And that's a close runner with creativity for that top favourite spot for me. But it's occurred to me that I'm nearing the 10,000 subs mark here on YouTube. And I hit 1,000 in around August 2017, so what, just over a year and a bit ago. So yeah. It's been amazing, so thank you all so much for your watching, your subbing, your liking of my videos and sharing them, and also, you know, you guys who like to dislike my videos as well, all of it actually helps. So I was wondering if I should do something to mark this milestone. What do you think? Have you got any suggestions on what I could do? Let me know in the comments if you have. So yeah, I totally seem to be in some sort of New Year looking back kind of mood. So let me get back to this make. Now, after layering down some paint and adding some colour with the sort of drips and the dribbles, I went in and added some line work, and I'm using a lot of different things to do this. So I've got some different coloured ballpoint pens and also a brush marker pen as well. And I'll admit, there was a point at which I was thinking, oh man, I have completely messed this one up. I should not have gone down this route. But rather than stop, I decided to just keep on going. And, you know, what's the worst that can happen? Worst that can happen is that I just completely mess this up and it stays messed up and nothing will come from it. Not really a big deal. But you know, there was always that chance that you'll add something that lifts the piece and gives you that warm, fuzzy, oh, you know what? I quite like this kind of feeling. You know what I mean? So I did. I just kept on going and adding in different sort of pen works, and then I picked out some light coloured paint pen as well to add to this, and it was around about where I added the light coloured paint pen that I started to feel like it was lifting it a bit and making it stand out a little bit more. So there was an inkling of hope that I hadn't completely failed on this one. And then I added in some more brush marker pen as well, and that kind of seemed to round it off, literally. But it still needed something to balance it, and I tried the scribble writing texture to see how that would layer over those dots, and yeah, that works for me. So all it needed now was a bit more of that gold brush marking as well. I think that kind of needed to be pulled out a bit more to make more of a deal of it. So to attach my panel to the card blank, I'm using some gel medium that I've got in this bottle and just putting a thin layer down so it doesn't buckle the paper, and then place that card under a pile of heavy books to make sure that the glue has stuck the whole panel to the card blank evenly. And it doesn't actually take long for this to work, so often I'll just leave it there for a few minutes and it should be okay. But if I have the time, I'll leave it there for longer just to be extra sure. I really like how the gold catches the light, but unfortunately my camera can't quite pick that up. But you know, there's something about shiny things, isn't there? Now, if you're looking for more mixed media inspiration tips and tricks, then watch these videos next, and I'll see you there.